All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to this week's live stream. I am so excited to be with you guys today. This has been a week, guys. This has been a week. For those of you who don't know, who weren't with us last Saturday, I did a special live stream. And I gave away a bunch of stuff and I felt like Oprah, and it was amazing. And we have had so many good conversations in the locker room this past week that have just been so eye-opening and uplifting and exciting. And I'm just so excited. There's so much happening. There's so much happening with Fast and Easy QBO. I'm excited to share it all. It's coming. I've been dropping teasers, and there's just so much. I'm just so excited, guys. Your lives are going to change, and we are going to have such an impact on the world. And I am just so excited about it. But before we get started, let me kind of do my little intro spiel for those of you who are watching the recording who are not with us live. My name is Margie Remmers-Davis, and I am the creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification. And you are watching a live stream that happens inside our free Facebook group every single week on Friday. And if you want to join us live and be able to participate, ask questions, get free stuff, then the links will be below. But of course, if you're watching us live right now, you're already in the group and you're here and you have all the good stuff. So let us get started. We are the last couple of weeks, we have been diving into some really heavy advanced level stuff. And so I thought it would be good. There's a ton of new people, and not everyone is at the same level. So we have to, do the basics. And it's good too for people who have been around a while to kind of refresh and remember the basics also as well. Just as a reminder, we are using Ecamm Live for our live stream, and so in order for me to see your comments, I can see your comments, but I don't know who you are unless you give Facebook permission. So Joel has put in the chat the link to give Ecamm permission. I'm seeing like some good mornings, and Ron. Is it Ilma? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, yes, welcome. And thank you for giving Ecamm permission so that I can say hello to you. The rest of you, hello, no name people. I'm just delighted to have you here. All right, so let's head over. I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to talk about some stuff. So I mentioned that this call is part of your membership in the QBO Gym locker room. It looks like this, and if you're watching the recording, of course, the link will be below so that you can join us. Inside the locker room, you have access to nearly 100 free exercises to get hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. This group is all about hands-on practice in QuickBooks Online, and we are going to walk through some exercises together. And let's see, I'm seeing some folks. Good morning. Yes, Margaret, you gave permission. Thank you. Okay. So, that's interesting. Okay, so here we are in the Facebook group. So we have access to nearly 100 exercises. Also, like right here, you can follow along in our weekly live streams, and you can vote on what needs more practice. Now, this is what the Facebook group looks like. I'm an admin, so it's going to look slightly different for you. But I want to point out a couple of things in the featured section here. So first of all, let me just point out, this is new. We are having Make-A-Wish September. So I mentioned in the beginning, last month was, well, no, it's still August. August 16th was my birthday, and I decided that instead of making a wish, I would grant wishes. And so we had this so I had everybody post, and, what is, one thing that I could do for you? How can I help you? And so we had a ton of people, write in, and then last Saturday I did a drawing, and I gave away some free stuff, and I gave away some discounts, and it was so fun, guys. It was like seriously almost the best day of my life. Certainly like one of the top 3 birthdays ever. Like, it was just so amazing. I highly recommend that when your birthday comes, if you can figure out how to give something away on your birthday, like grants, but like something that they want. Like, it's one thing, I guess that's the difference, is that it's one thing to just, give somebody a present. It's another thing to find out something that they really want and give that to them, like something that's going to be really impactful. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It was so fun, in fact, that I'm going to do it again. And so right here I have a post, and so far we've got 58 people already that have commented on what it is that they would wish for. So I guess the question is, what is the one thing that you would want? What is the domino? Like, what is the thing that you would, that would really make an impact for you? A ton of people, when I did this in August, for August, people didn't know that I was going to actually give stuff away, so I got a lot of people saying, they wanted mentoring, or I had somebody ask for a cheese pizza, or things like that. And so this time I'm trying to make it a little bit more, have it be something that's going to be really impactful in your life. And it doesn't have to be something that I have right now. Like, obviously I have courses right now I could give you for free, but is that really what's going to make an impact in your business? And so I'm really excited to see. I love reading your guys' comments. It sparked so many great conversations. And anyway, so post in the group, let me know how I can help. You don't know who I know. Maybe I could get you Laker tickets if that's what it is, but I don't know. So anyway, so it's super fun. Okay, so also in the featured section is this welcome to the locker room. And this is where you're going to find the link to all of the exercises. When you click this link, it's going to open up this spreadsheet. And this is where we have links to all of the different exercises. We have getting started. Now, I wanted to mention about the getting started. I forgot I was going to pull it up so you could see it. So we do have a full getting started course. And this course is for people. Actually, I'm going to talk for a second, so let me take off my screen share. This is for people who are coming in with absolutely nothing, who don't know anything about QBO, don't know like what the plus new button is, don't know what the gear icon, how to get to accountant settings, don't know the difference between a sales receipt and an invoice. We're going to talk about that today, but just like super, super basic. So it's called Getting Started the Fast and Easy Way. And it comes for free with the basic certification course. So the basic certification course, it also comes for free with the QBO gym. So that's for if you are really, basic starting out. Also, if you are in the locker room, we have a version of it that's in the guides. So, but if you need help, like if you want access to that course, if you right now we just include it. We don't sell it by itself. Soon we are going to sell it, but right now it's just included. So if you'd like a copy of that, then email us at support@fastandeasyqbo.com, and we'll see what we can do. You have to be a member of the locker room, though. I'm not going to give it to just random people on YouTube. But if you're in our community, then anyway. So, okay. So let's go back to, I'm seeing some conversations here about ProAdvisor, your ProAdvisor listing. And I'm seeing that some people are asking, answering questions. So you guys are helping each other. That's awesome. Let's see, who else? Somebody called me a fairy godmother. Thank you, Charlotte. Oh, I compared myself to Oprah, but I like fairy godmother too. That's kind of a better, I don't know. I'll have to sit on that one for a while. Okay. So anyway, let's go back to the exercises, because that's what we're here today. So I'm all about, sometimes I talk too much. We're all about hands-on exercises, and yet I'm doing all this talking. Okay. So these are the exercises that are from that little Getting Started mini course. You can see that there's tabs down at the bottom, these are all of the exercises from the basic level certification course. These are all of the exercises from the advanced level certification course. So if you don't know anything about us, we create courses that help you get your basic and advanced and payroll certifications fast and easy, rather than slogging through all of the free Intuit material. And we do it not by giving you the answers, but by teaching you the material and helping you understand it and doing it hands-on. We also have the QBO gym down here, which we will talk about in just a minute. We have ProAdvisor challenges, which are that come from, look at all these that say Margie Create. I've got a lot of work to do. These come from your Intuit training material, and we just like to put them in our signature format so that they're just easier to follow along. And then these are retired. Down here at the bottom, we have some retired exercises. These were formerly on the test, but you're not tested on this anymore. But hey, wouldn't it be good to just know how to do this kind of thing? All right. So anyway, so that is the spreadsheet. Now, I mentioned down here, we also have the QBO gym. Now, the QBO gym it's a different kind of product. The QBO gym is a subscription product. It's kind of like a magazine. So every month you get a new set of, guess what? Hands-on exercises, because that's what we do. It's on hands-on exercises. And every month you get to go through and learn additional material. And today, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Okay. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I feel like I talk about the gym so much, I was surprised at how little she knew about it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit, just kind of give you some feedback. So when you sign up for the gym, and you can get a free 7-day trial right now, Joel will put that in the chat. You can get a free 7-day trial to check it out, see how you like it. And once you're in there, so here's me just with my little introductory video. And then there's some stuff, to do. This is all the admin stuff, And then down at the bottom, this is when you really get started. And so you're going to go through all of the different exercise sets. Okay. Notice exercise, gym. We've got this, we've got this silly little theme going. All right. So once you can work through the exercises that way. Usually on these calls, when I talk about it, I'm starting from this link right here, all workouts. So when I click all workouts, and we do get some questions about this. People are trying to find things, and here's how you do it. You go to all workouts, and here is the August issue, and every issue is divided into 4 different sections. So again, our our little gym analogy here that we've got going. So we've got warm-ups, and warm-ups are all of the things that you do when you very first sit down to work on your client's account. Again, this is simulated experience for working in like working as a bookkeeper. It's as if you were the bookkeeper for Craig, our fictitious business owner. So warm-ups, you sit down and you process all the money that has come in, all the money that's come out, kind of get yourself situated. Then cardio is all of the things that Craig has asked you to do, Craig being the fictitious business owner. Maybe he's wants you to send out an invoice. Maybe he wants you to send out a reminder. Maybe he has, what am I going to say? Products and service. In this one, he had products and services categories that you needed to set up. Then in the strength training, this is where we take a deep dive into a particular topic. And we have spent the last several of these live streams going through some of these strength training topics. That's why we're going to take a breather today and do some more basic stuff, because I know the last couple of weeks I put you through some kind of heavy deep dive topics. And then the last thing is cool down, which is where you're going to reconcile the checking and savings accounts, and sometimes you reconcile credit card statements, and then you run reports, and you always learn, some kind of different thing about reports. Now, you work through a whole issue. An entire issue takes about 3 to 4 hours to get through all 4. So each of these sections takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So you do a whole section, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours, and you get the experience as if you were working on, Craig's books. This is actually what's happening. So today what we're going to do is we are going to walk through the warm-up section from July, okay? So I'm going to click on this, okay? And every section starts with a little animated video. I'm seeing that I've got some chat stuff happening here. Corey's thinking, asking. This is a lot of stuff about Amy Lynn says, I really enjoy practicing with the gym. Thank you. Let's see, what did you say that you could send gym members just now? Oh, locker room members, if you wanted to be if you want that Getting Started the Fast and Easy Way course, like that super basic course, we can send that to you. It comes free. So Margaret, I know that you have some of our courses. It comes free with basic, and it also comes free with the gym. So it's possible that you have it already, but email support@fastandeasyqbo.com and we will take a look. Corey says, this is the only gym that I go to. Okay. Let's see. People are still talking about, all right, somebody's struggling with her Pro Advisor profile. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at this. Now, it always starts with a little animated video, and I tried this morning to see if I could figure out how to play it, and I can't play it so that you can hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the script. So it says, the first thing you do when you sit down to work on Craig's account is check what money has come in. Craig has received payment for several outstanding invoices and has left you a report of how much he sold and collected at the farmer's market. He also left you a stack of receipts for a variety of things he purchased since you were there last. He also tells you that Sonnenschein Family Store has opened a new location. They plan to install a fountain just like he did last time, so you'll need to send them another estimate. Finally, you'll want to process the bank feeds to see what has come into and out of the bank. Oh, that timing was pretty good. All right. Oh, Cherie, I'm glad you're here. Okay. So you guys, obviously, I just read it, so you could hear me. So that's like the little animated video that comes with it. Okay. So, and you heard the scenario that I just read. Okay. And then after that, we have a little 3-question quiz. Now, this 3-question quiz is really just for you to test your own knowledge. Like, it doesn't mean anything. We're not giving you, this is not the certification test. It's not related. This is just for you to test your own knowledge about how much you know. So the first question says, true or false, Craig needs to collect the name of every person he sold to at the farmer's market. Okay, somebody answer that for me. Does Craig need to collect the name of every, if you think about it, in QBO, you have to enter every customer's name, right? So what does he do at the farmer's market? I'm waiting. Nobody wants to step up? Okay, the answer is false. He does not need to collect thank you, Corey. He does not need to collect the name of every person he sold to at the farmer's market. And so we're going to see how we handle that. Good job. Oh yeah, all these people, false. Excellent, good. Okay, so I clicked false. You see the little green check mark tells me I got the answer right. And then you'll see in a minute that you'll get more information. Okay, so the next one, true or false, when setting up the new Sonnenschein location, you can choose to send the estimate there or to the main location. When setting up the new Sonnenschein location, you can choose to send the estimate there, okay, to the new location or to the main location. Charlotte says no. Let's see. When setting up the new Sonnenschein location, you can choose to send the estimate there to the new location or to the main location. All right, I'm seeing some true people. Let's see. True, check mark, yay. Okay, and then the last one, when matching bank feeds, QBO will search all transactions for an available match. Now I'm seeing answers. I don't know if that was the previous one or last. This is a hard one. QBO will search all transactions for an available match. The answer is false. So let's see what. So when I click that and then I go click the button to submit or go back to review your answers, that's if I were gonna, change my mind. When I submit, you can send them to us. You do, well, it does, they do go to us. That's important. I don't actually check them right now, but at some point in the future, I will be checking them because I'm curious to see how, what your knowledge level is. At some point when we are working toward, little secret cat out of the bag, guys, is that we are working with to offer CPE, which, continuing professional education credits for our courses. We currently don't do that, but we are working to do that within the next year. And so when that happens, the answers will be important. Okay. All right. So it was sent appropriately. And now that you're done, you can go back through and you can see why that's the answer for each thing. Okay, so this says, while it might be beneficial for marketing purposes to have the name and contact information of each customer at the farmer's market, for the purposes of the accounting records, it's not necessary. You will just create one customer called market customers and attribute all sales to them. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this exercise. Then the next one, for sub-customers, which is what we will use for multiple customer locations, you can set up to bill the parent main location or the new location itself. This is one of the advantages sub-customers have over projects, which is a similar but different feature. So this issue, I mentioned that in strength training, we always hammer in a particular, we take a deep dive into a particular topic. And this July issue, it was all about locations. And if you have been on these live streams for the last couple weeks, you're probably sick of talking about locations because I was really hammering that in a lot. Okay. So then, sorry, I got distracted. So we've been hammering. So that was like and so this is kind of like the precursor to what happens in strength training for this issue. The February issue is all about projects. And so you could go back to that issue and study more about projects. Okay. So what's the answer to the question? Amy Lynn said, what does QBO search all for in transactions? I don't quite understand that question. But anyway, QBO only searches for transactions about 90 days prior and 10 days after the date of the bank transaction. You can manually search for other dates, but this is the default. Okay, so there you go. So that's for that. So now if I'm in the gym, I would do my little quiz and I would click the bell and it goes ka-ching. And I'm in my little preview, so I don't actually get points, but you guys actually get points for these things. So now that's just kind of to get you acclimated, to tell you what's going on in Craig's world, and just kind of test yourself on, what you might know. And then you're going to actually do the exercises, okay? Now, so here it is. For this exercise, you'll need the checks from Craig. Click the button under the animated video above to download it, then click here to practice receiving payments. Okay, so you guys see this it says run scene. I don't know what that means on my screen. Anyway, okay, so underneath the video right here are the checks that have come in. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to download this little checks PDF. Can I open it from there? There we go. And so now these are the checks that came in that you then, as the bookkeeper, have to process. Okay, so we're going to go to, so we've downloaded that, and now we're going to actually work on receiving payments. Okay. Now, when you receive payments, again, we're talking about basic stuff here, okay? When you receive a payment, you have to then find the invoice to apply that payment to, okay? You don't ever just, deposit the money. You've got to find the invoice, and if there isn't an invoice, then you have to create one, or if you have to use a sales receipt. What is the difference between, by the way, let me just quiz you here. What is the difference between a sales receipt and an invoice? Corey, you can't answer. Somebody tell me, what is the difference between a sales receipt and an invoice? Ding, ding, ding. I should play the Jeopardy music. Dun, 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 dun. Corey says, I was typing. All right, somebody else. Who can tell me the difference between an invoice and a sales receipt? Kathy A. Sales receipt is right now, invoice is later. Excellent, thank you. So sales receipt means payment at the time of service. And yes, Amy Lynn, sales receipt is paid immediately. Good. And then an invoice means that you're sending it out and then going to get paid later. Okay. All right. So we received these checks. And so now we are going to apply them. These is payment later. We're going to apply them to invoices. So let's do them. Cash sale, payment later. Yeah. Good job. All right, so let's go back. So when we go to our scenario, we're going to find more detail. Now, some of the, we've already talked, you already saw in the animated video what the, overall scenario is. But when you dive into the exercise, you're going to get more specifics, okay? So Craig received 3 checks since you last visited. You will need to apply them to their outstanding invoices. Click the link between the warm-ups video to grab a copy. We'll use them for this exercise. We already did that, okay? We're also going to make sure to complete all exercises in this section, that's the warm-up section, in the same sample company session, okay? And if you're brand new, then you might not realize that the sample company resets every time that you log out. So that's why it's important to some of our exercise, you have to stay in the same sample company so we can build it up. Okay. So we're going to start with Freeman Sporting Goods, who sent in check number 4027 for $477.50. Okay, so here's checks. We've got, see right here, it's from Freeman Sporting Goods, okay, $477.50. And the check number was 4027, okay. Now, notice that Freeman Sporting Goods didn't give us an invoice number, so we don't know which invoice this needs to be applied to. We're going to have to do some research. Okay, so, and by the way, if you're not in the gym, Joel did post the link to this exercise. So you should have a copy. That's one of the advantages of being on with us live, is that you get links to the exercises. That's the only way you get these exercises for free. Okay, unless you sign up for your free trial, then you can snag them then too. Okay. So we're going to start with the Freeman Sporting Goods, who sent in check number 4027 for $477.50. Okay, so we're going to click plus new and receive payment. If you guys were on with us last time, I spent the whole time going through all these exercises, and then I accidentally closed the sample company, so I couldn't do the very last exercise. Oh my gosh, I felt terrible. So I have a backup plan today if I accidentally do that. All right, so we're going to hit plus new, and we're going to hit receive payment. I also wanted to point out, so here we are. This is step one. Okay, receive payment. Notice down at the bottom, can you see it? Yeah. Okay, so this is the exercise, and we also have a video right there where you can watch Jen walking through the steps of the exercise. So you can watch if you are working on an exercise and you get stuck or something looks different than what you see, then you can watch her do it, and maybe you can catch yourself any mistakes that you've made. If it turns out that what you are seeing is not the same as as either the pictures in the exercise or what Jen is doing, then you can use this send feedback and tell us, because QBO changes things all the time, and so this is how we get a heads up, and we have 100 exercises. So this is how we know, is when you give us feedback if something needs to change. Okay, going back to the exercise. So we just hit receive payment. Okay, in the customer field, start typing Freeman. Notice that Freeman Sporting Goods has 3 locations. How do you know which location the payment is from? We'll start with the first one. Select Freeman Sporting Goods. Okay, so remember this this issue of the gym is all about locations. And so you'll see that, kind of sprinkled throughout everything is we talk about locations. Okay, so I'm going to go to Freeman. Okay, if I type Freeman, so here's the main parent level customer, and then these are the sub customers. You can kind of see where it says of Freeman right there. But we don't know. We look at the check, it just says Freeman Sporting Goods. I don't know if it had the address. I mean, if this were a real check, it would have the address, and so maybe that would tell us. Sometimes the check will include an invoice number. That's always nice. So that could help us. But for this exercise, we don't know anything. So we just are going to have to do what we can. Okay. So where was I? So I was selecting Freeman. So I'm going to select the first one because we don't know which one it is. So I'm just going to select the first one and see what happens. And look, there is no open invoice with Freeman Sporting Goods, the parent one. Okay. So now I could say, use it as a sales receipt and instead say, oh no, actually I didn't send them an invoice. I just sold them something right now. And so I'm going to create a sales receipt with this check. But that's not what happened. We know that we sent an invoice. We just don't know which which Freeman it was. All right, so let's go back to the exercise and see what we need to do. Oops, not that one. Too many tabs. All right, here we go. So step 3, this results in an error message because there are no invoices for the parent company. Okay, so we're going to click X to close it. Right here, this X just closes the error message. What we want here is this big X up here, and we're going to say yes to leave without saving. So now we have to look it up a different way. Okay, and I keep clicking the wrong tab. Okay, so so this is the X that we clicked. So step 4, we're going to look for it a different way. Okay, so this time we're going to look, instead of just looking for that, any open invoices for that parent company, we're going to look for it this other way. From the left nav bar, we're going to click Sales and select Customers. Okay, from here we're going to select Sales and select Customers. By the way, if you haven't heard the news, this left nav bar is changing across the board for both accountants and business. They used to have these different views, a business view and an accountant view, and it was a disaster. Everyone hated it. It was hard to support clients because clients had a different terminology and different navigation. And so they just announced that they're merging the two, so it's going to go back to one navigation bar, and there's going to be some elements that are the same as accountant and some elements that are the same as business view, but it will all be the same. So remember how I said that you can use that feedback form to tell us if the exercises need to be updated? We might need to do that if if this navigation changes. All right, so sales and what did I say? Customers. So we're going to customers. Okay. All right, sales and customers. Step 5, scroll to find, then select Freeman Sporting Goods. Okay. So here we go. Here's Freeman Sporting Goods. And you can see here the 2 sub-customers underneath there. But we're going to just select Freeman Sporting Goods. Okay. Nope, not that one. All right, and then step 6, the resulting transaction list displays all the transactions for Freeman Sporting Goods, including the sub-companies, that is the other locations. Let's narrow this down to just open invoices, and you may have to close some pop-ups, which are always annoying, like these little pop-ups. So we're going to select from type, we're going to select invoices. And for status, we're just going to say open invoices. Okay, and now you can see that this one was the total of our check, $477.50. But then we also have these 2 that are outstanding. Okay, all right. So step 7, from here you can see that there are 3 outstanding invoices, 2 for Freeman's Twin Lane location and 1 for Freeman's Ocean View Road location. The check you received was $477.50, so it clearly applies to the last one, but what about the other 2? You ask Craig about this, and he asks you to send them a reminder. You'll do that after processing the payment. Okay, so we're going to click Receive Payment for the last one. Oh, dang it, why do I keep clicking that? Okay, so right here, okay, Ocean View Road, that's $477.50. We're going to click Receive Payment. Okay, so here we are. It says receive payment. It's automatically selected the correct customer and location. It already has that invoice number selected. It already has the amount there. The only thing that we need to do at this point is add the check number. Okay, so let's see. Receive payment. Okay, so in the reference field, we're going to say it's a check. We're going to enter the check number as 40277. As a reminder, again, we're talking basics, so I'll just remind everybody or teach you if you don't know that if you receive cash or checks and you don't deposit them immediately, then you need to put them in this little holding area called undeposited funds. Some accounts, it's called payments to deposit. either way, it's the same. It's like this little envelope. It's like the desk drawer where you're holding on to the cash and checks before you actually put them, or Craig actually puts them in the bank. Okay, so that's what undeposited is. Undeposited funds is, and that's what we're doing here. So this was a check that we received. Let's look at the checks again. 4027. Can you see that? That's kind of small. How do I make that bigger? There we go. Okay, so 4027. And that's the exercise, and that is right here. 4027. Okay? And then let's see. Keep clicking the wrong one. Then we're going to click Save and Close. Right here, click the arrow, Save and Close. Has anybody noticed that, I don't know, if you guys don't have your own accounts yet, that this little button the other day changed for me, and it just says Save. So, so it doesn't say Save and Close, Save and Send, anything. It just says Save, and then I have to click the arrow to select what I want. So that's new and different. But anyway, so we're going to hit Save and Close. Okay, so that's next. And then remember, he wanted us to send a reminder for the other two that are over, that are delayed. So how do we do that? Okay, so step 9, Craig asked you to send reminders to Freeman for the overdue invoices from the other location. This is easy to do. Click the checkbox at the top of the grid. Okay, so we're going to go back to our customer here. Remember, we have this filter turned on. Remember how we selected only invoices that were open. So as soon as we marked that invoice as having received the payment, it disappeared from this list. So now we just have the 2 open ones. So I'm going to click that. And here we go. Step 10, click Batch Actions and select Send Reminder. Okay, Batch Actions, click Send Reminder, and usually get it, yeah, 2 emails have been sent. Okay, it's interesting how if you actually try to send an invoice, the sample company will say you can't send invoices, you can't send emails from the sample company, but if you do a reminder, it will tell you that the emails have been sent. So I don't know. I think at Intuit, I mean, I don't work for Intuit, guys, but I think at Intuit, they have different departments for like the different areas of QuickBooks Online, and they don't talk to each other because sometimes you'll find things all over the place where it works one way in this area, but it works a different way in this other area. Anyway, I have a love-hate relationship with Intuit. All right, so we did that. So Freeman Sporting Goods is done. Why do I keep clicking that? Okay, now let's talk about Red Rock Diner. Remember, we got a Red Rock Diner check. Here is the Red Rock Diner check for $156. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Then the first step is always to locate the invoice that the payment applies to. As we have seen, there are a number of ways to find it. You could use the plus new button like we did in step 1, or the customer list like we did in step 4 for Freeman Sporting Goods. This time, let's use the invoices list. So we're going to click invoices. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are new, this is what's called the sales center. And if on the left navigation bar right here, okay, if I hover over this, all of these are different tabs inside. This is called the sales center because it's sales right here. And these are all the different tabs. So you can see that these match the tabs up here. There's overview, here overview. There's all sales right there. Okay. So what we're on right now is that customers tab. What we're going to do is go to the invoices tab. So I could do it from the left navigation bar here, or I could just click the tab here and then open up that, that section of the sales center. Okay, so we clicked invoices. Okay, at this point, you could filter the list like we did for customers, or just scroll through to find Red Rock Diner. This time, let's sort the list by customer. Since Red Rock Diner is near the end of the alphabet, we'll want to sort it in reverse alphabetical order. Okay, so we're going to click Customer to put the list in alphabetical order A to Z, and then click it again to put it in reverse order Z to A. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so here's our customer list. Notice how this has this little arrow. That tells me it's a thing that I can put in, I can put it in order by. Okay, so if I click it once, there, now it's in alphabetical order A to Z. If I click it again, now it's in alphabetical order Z to A. And so I'll be able to scroll, and there is Red Rock Diner. Okay. All right. So scroll to find Red Rock Diner and notice that there are 2 outstanding invoices. The check you received is for $156, so it clearly matches the first one. The second one is not yet due, so you don't need to worry about sending the reminder. Okay, so remember, with Freeman, we had to send that reminder because those were overdue, but these aren't due yet. Let's look at it again. Okay, so here's Red Rock Diner. Am I big enough for you guys? I'm at 150. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so here is Red Rock Diner. Okay, this is the one we received the check for. This one, not due yet, so we don't need to worry about sending the reminder. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to click Receive Payment. Okay, and then step 4. As before, most of the information has already been filled in for you, and the correct invoice of the 2 has been selected. All you need to do at this point is under Payment Method, select Check, then in the reference number, enter the check number. And then finally, since we have one more check to enter, we're going to use the Save and Close arrow to select Save and New. Okay, so in case you didn't know, you can just highlight this in the exercise. So that's how I'm going to do it this time. I like to point that out because that wasn't always the case. So I think it's fun that we can that we can now do that. You can highlight the stuff in the exercise. Like for me, it's a super fun thing. You guys, I'm sure, can't even tell the difference. But anyway, all right, so that's the check number. So here's the received payment. So we're going to do the same like we did before. Check. Here's the reference number. Okay, it's going to undeposited funds. Remember, that's that temporary holding place. Okay, and then this time we're going to select Save and New. Okay, and then going back to our exercise. Oh, my head's in the way so you can't see. Let me just move my head, which I think is hilarious, but anyway. So there's Mark Cho. All 3 steps are just right there. Oh my gosh, it always makes me laugh when I move my head. Okay. All right, so Mark Cho, steps 1 through 3. Wait, I think I need to move my head even more. There we go. Oh my gosh, the smallest things make me laugh, guys. All right, so anyway, so here we are, Mark Cho. In the customer field, select Mark Cho. Under payment method, select check, and in the reference number, enter this. Again, this will be deposited into undeposited funds until Craig has had a chance to send has a chance to deposit the check. Okay, so let's do that. Mark Cho. Okay, payment method, check, reference number. Okay, so 3/14/28. All right. Notice that there is one invoice that is outstanding. Oops. Mark accidentally wrote the check for $318.28. Okay. The QBO gym, one of the great things, remember I said that the QBO gym is we make it like real life, like we create this product so that to simulate actual life as a bookkeeper, and mistakes happen all the time. And all throughout the gym, you will find little mistakes like this that you then, have to figure out what to do about. So, so here we go. So we've got did I put that in? Check number, no, missed the 9. Okay, so what happened? Mark accidentally wrote the check for $318.28. That's $4 more than he owes. Okay, so right here. So here it is, $314. But if we look at the check, it's actually can you see that? It's $318. Okay, so the exercise. All right, you contact Mark to find out how he wants to handle this. You could deposit it and send him a refund, or tear up the check and have him send another one, or just apply a credit to his account. Mark says he plans to buy more in the future, so go ahead and apply it as a credit. Luckily, that's super easy. In the amount received field, and you know what? Heads up, other issues of the gym, there might be when you have to do one of these other things where you actually have to send the refund. So then how do you handle that? Well, that's another issue of the gym. All right, but this time we're just going to apply a credit. Okay, so in the amount received field, we're going to enter $318.28. Let me just grab that. Go back to the exercise. Right here is the amount received field. We're going to put that in. And when I hit tab, when I exit out, okay, you'll notice what happens. It applies the $314.28 because that's how much was owed. And then right here, can you see that? It says amount to credit is $4. Okay, and then down at the bottom it says this transaction will create an additional credit in the amount of $4. Okay, so it's automatically going to create that credit. And then let's see, what do I have you do? Click save and close. Okay, save and close. All right, so that is it for this particular exercise. Now let me make sure that I close the exercise and not the sample company. And I also don't need these checks anymore. Okay. So let's say, Margaret says, I love your laugh. Thank you. Ron says banking is now transactions. Yes, on the left navigation bar, it's they changed it from banking to transactions. The sample company still says banking though. So, okay, so now we're back. So what did I do? This was that first exercise. So I'm going to click here and it's going to go ka-ching, and I'm going to get these points, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay. All right. So now it says click here to practice making the journal entry. We should probably make that a better sentence, because you don't know at this point from the video that we have to make a journal entry. But this is how we're going to deal with the sales at the market. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm seeing some chats. Is this check put into undeposited funds? Yes, because it has not been deposited. So let me talk to, I don't think we're doing deposits in this today. In fact, oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. But one thing important about deposits is, and this is really good. So okay. This is important about deposits. We're not going to do deposits today. I think that's a good topic for next week. But there's two ways to do deposits. So one way to do deposits is Craig takes all of his checks that he's gotten, this envelope of checks called undeposited funds, and he goes to the bank and he deposits them all at once. Okay, in which case, you have a check for $600, a check for $400. The bank deposit says $1,000. Okay, this is why it's important to put it in undeposited funds, because when I go to the bank, it says $1,000. Well, what's in that $1,000? And then I pull out, this $400 from undeposited funds, and this $600 from undeposited funds. Okay, so that's one way, is Craig is depositing that. He goes to the bank, deposits them all at once. But more and more common, do you guys do that? If you guys get a check, I know nobody uses checks anymore, but if you guys get a check, do you go and deposit at the bank? These days, usually not. Usually we're doing mobile deposits, right? And when you do a mobile deposit, it's one check at a time, in which case the process is not the same. The process is not the same, and the process of recording it is not the same. So in this particular issue of the gym, Craig went to the bank and he deposited all of them at once. But in other issues of the gym, we have mobile deposits, so you can see how to handle that. Okay, I am running out of time, guys. Let's just do this last exercise and see about the money that came in from the market. Okay, so click here to practice making the journal entry. We will pick this up again next week. Yeah, because I think it's good to have some of the basic solid foundation again. All right, remember to use the same session of the sample company, and then here's our scenario, okay? So Craig decided to try and sell some of his leftover plants at a farmer's market. This turned out to be a pretty good way to offload materials that he bought for landscaping jobs but didn't get used. For this first trip, he only accepted cash. Craig left you a note for reference. Click the link beneath the animated warm-ups video on the previous page to grab a copy. We'll use it for this exercise. Okay, so let's go back here, and it says he left you a note. Oh, here it is, market note. Let's see what it says. We're going to download it. Okay, market, plants, $712 in cash. All right, so what are we going to do with that? Let's go back to our exercise. Since he doesn't have specific products that he was selling, nor did he track the names of each individual customer, we can use a journal entry to credit the money to his plants and soil account directly. Okay, so step 1, we're going to click plus new and select journal entry, plus new, and select journal entry. Now, there are a bunch of ways to do this. In fact, we have other exercises and other issues that maybe you're going to use a sales receipt to record the whole thing at once. Or you can do like I said, the journal entry. There's lots of different ways, and that's the great thing about the gym is that you're always doing it like slightly different so that you can learn all these different ways and ways to handle it. Okay. All right. So there's the market note. Where is our exercise? That's my actual. Okay. Here's the exercise. Okay. So steps through. Begin completing the journal entry as follows. For the purposes of this exercise, we're going to leave the default date as is for this journal entry. In a real life scenario, the date should match the date of the sale. In case you don't know this about the sample company, I mentioned that it resets every time you log out. Well, one of the things that resets is the dates. So in the sample company, like a certain transaction will always be like, 62 days ago. But tomorrow, that 62 days ago means something else, right? So the dates are always changing, so that our exercises in the gym rarely have dates, and so we just can't duplicate that in our simulated environment. That's just one thing that we can't do. Okay. In the journal number field, enter July market. Note that it's always a good idea to name your journal entries so that you can find them later. Okay. Did I say July market? I think I did. Okay. In the first account field, we're going to select landscaping services, job materials, plants, and soil. Let me just grab that. So this is the income account. Okay, so if we were gonna set up a product and service, we would link it to this income account. Okay, so that he can keep track of the income that he's made from selling plants. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can grab that. Okay, there it is. Okay. In the credits field, enter 712. Okay, so he's increasing he sold more of these. So he's increasing that income account. And then in the description, market plant sales. Oh, hey, by the way, guys. Wait, I'll just finish this. I don't want to get too distracted. Okay, so by the way, remember I told you, okay, on the video down here. So Jen is our team member that walks you through these exercises. She's getting married today, guys. She's getting married today. So show her some love in the locker room if you can. Jen Spears is the name of the person to tag. So that would be awesome. All right. So yeah, I'm super excited for her. Okay, so we did this one. In the name field, we're going to call it market customers. Craig did not capture the names of the individual customers or sales at the market, so you will need to create a new customer that will group all of them together. So we're going to just type in market customers, and then we're going to click add new market customers. Okay? All right, so market customers. And market customers, add new market customers. Okay, step 4, there's nothing else you need to enter, so just click save. And then step 5, all right, because this is cash that needs to be deposited, remember part of the scenario, you can always go back here and check the scenario. He said for this time around, he only did cash, okay? So because this is cash that needs to be deposited in the same way that the other stuff needed to be deposited, or the checks needed to be deposited, we're gonna put it in undeposited funds, okay? So undeposited funds. Oops, I can't type. I'm surprised that I've been on with you guys for an hour and that's my first typo. All right, so undeposited funds, that's where it's going, market plant sales. Let's see, I lost my exercise, okay. But in the name field, you'll select market customers. So it puts in everything that it needs to, but here we need to type market customers. And this just allows you to, when you go in and look at market customers, you can see like the history of what has happened. Okay, and then we're going to click save and close. Save and close. Okay. All right, so let me, so that's just some basics. Oh, let me go back. Sorry, one more thing before I close up here. So that was the, this exercise. Practice the journal entry there. And we did it, and ka-ching. All right, and that's it. So next week, we're gonna finish out the rest of these exercises right here. And there was something else that I wanted to tell you, and I don't remember. Oh, so next week we're going to finish up those exercises, and then we'll probably, if we get through, we'll probably do the deposit also, so you can see how that's pulled from undeposited funds and then goes into the deposit. And then goes into the bank account. So guess what? Because I didn't get through everything today, I will have to email the exercise, the 2 that we did today, so that you can do them in advance of the live stream. Because if we're doing this together on the live stream, then you need to have your sample company set up correctly for it to work. Okay. All right. That's it, guys. I'm super excited. So have a fabulous weekend. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me. And next Monday, don't forget, I am now doing a Mindset Monday because I realized listening, okay, guys, You guys are putting congratulations, Jen Spears, in the chat. You have to put it in the group. Otherwise, she's not going to see it. She's not on the live stream, guys. She's getting married. She's not in the live stream. So just go post it in the Facebook group and tag her. That would be awesome. Okay, so one thing I realized from doing the granting wishes, Make-A-Wish program, is that a lot of you guys need help with mindset, and I know that that's really hard to hear. I know in the beginning I had the same knee-jerk reaction to it. And Margaret says, "Ew, Mindset Monday." I have to put that up, Margaret, because that's hilarious. She said, "Ew, Mindset Monday." Now, usually when I do EWWW, that means like yucky to me. So, but I don't think that's what you meant, because your next post is yay. So, anyway, so I think that's what you meant. That's hilarious. So yeah, because I've been reading all your comments, and oh, good. Somebody says there's congrats to Jen already in the group. Fantastic. I've been reading all your comments and, having these discussions and kind of helping. It's helping me understand you guys and what you need and what I can do to help you in your journey. And I realized that a lot of your struggles are related to mindset. And I know that that's hard to hear, because I know when I first started and people always were saying that it's all about mindset, I just wanted to, kick them, because I was just like, my mindset is fine. Thank you. I need a dang customer. But now that I'm on the other side, I can tell you for a fact that mindset is everything. It's everything. So we're going to do mindset starting on Monday. Well, I did it last week too, but we're going to start doing Mindset Monday. There's no particular time yet, because Mondays are super busy for me. And so I'm just going to hop on and do a quick live when I feel like it and when I have the time. So but you'll always be able to watch the replay, because it's always in the group. So, and I'm debating. My video editor asked me if I wanted to put them on YouTube, and I don't know yet. I haven't decided. So we'll see. You guys can vote on that. You tell me what you want. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. All right. Well, that's it. You guys have a fantastic weekend. And some of you I will see on Monday for Mindset Monday, and then we'll have a fabulous next week too. So, all right. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.